Another Life is the debut album from Amnesia Scanner. A few years back in 2016, there was the EP that Amnesia Scanner dropped. I don't recall listening to it. I may have, but I can't remember. There's just that much music that it sometimes you just forget. The beard forgets sometimes, alright? The beard forgets. I do know that Amnesia Scanner is a Berlin-based electronic duo. They are actually Finnish born, but they are based in Germany and they are on the Pan record label, which is a German electronic producer record label. And for a debut album, it's pretty out there, it's pretty avant-garde. It deals with some industrial type elements too, and it also has some dance elements too, so I guess you could call this like a post EDM album, if you will. Probably the worst tag to throw on an album ever, but I'm just spitballing ideas, I guess. And well, what do I think of this album? I can't fucking stand this. I really do not like it. Yeah, I tried listening to this a number of times and it is grating on my ears. It sounds horrendous at times. I just do not see the appeal. Sure, it's experimental. I would definitely recommend this for people that want experimental type electronic music. I definitely recommend this for people that want something really out there, adventurous, wild, chaotic. But for me, I couldn't stand this at all. It probably gave me tinnitus. So yeah, it really ruined my ears. The thing is that there are some moments on this album where there are some nice instrumental passages, there isn't too much going on, and it sort of feels like we're at a calm stage where there's a little bit of a break from all the wildness, and I can tell that's what they were definitely going for. But it's very much like a calm before the storm type situation. Once you're over those little soft moments, you're attacked with these shrill as fuck vocals, these absolutely horrendous vocals, and these awful sounding vocals. I just do not know where the inspiration came from to have these kind of vocals on this album. Like, they are just ugly as fuck. Like, honestly, even if you're enjoying this album, you cannot deny that they went for the ugliest sounding vocal manipulations they possibly could have. Not only that, but some of the tracks are backed with these horrific instrumentals as well, like AS Linear. I do not know what the hell is going on here. Like, I swear they're just mashing sounds together for the sake of it. Like, it just doesn't sound like any control went into this at all. They then pitched the vocals down on AS AWOL. I mean, I just can't decide which one I hate more. The high-pitched, shrill fucking Alice Glass type vocals, or the pitched down fucking awful vocals. I don't know which is worse. Seriously, there are points that remind me of that Alice Glass EP that came out last year, I think it was, where she went solo and broke away from Crystal Castles and started doing her own stuff, and it just went completely wrong. Like, this is like that to me. And I said there was a little bit of an industrial influence on this album too, and on that AS AWOL track there is the most tepid, bland industrial rock instrumental going on in the background while these fucking vocals are just rah rah rah. Seriously, man, like, it's just so it's like they're expanding like electronic music and taking it to its limits while also dragging it back furthermore and just holding it in this area and just restraining it and not pushing it as far as they can. It's just a really weird moment on the album that feels like it just added nothing and didn't do anything for me anyway. Another Life is kind of tolerable, I guess. I think it's pretty standard in its sound though. Like, I don't really feel like it does anything again. Like, it really has these like really cheap synthesizers. Like, it sounds really, really cheaply made. Like, I just thought with the extreme sounds that they go for in this album, there are some really mellow moments that feel pretty generic, to be honest. Like I say, like they're going so far out into the storm, but then once they're there for like a brief moment, they reel themselves back in because they don't want to go a little too far. They don't want to take too much of a risk. We do have a little bit of a break though. Track 5 is kind of tolerable to me. I don't really have any issues with this one. And then AS2 Wrong has these like chipmunk vocals which remind me a little bit of Igloo Ghost in the background. They're actually pretty alright. They blend well in the mix. They're not too out in your face, attacking you in any kind of way. It's not the worst thing. AS Faceless has this really banging, like thudding beat again, kind of going for that industrial sound. It's kind of a banger, I guess, but it sort of leads nowhere, and then these weird vocals that work their way into the mix every so often. You know, nothing too extravagant, but again, it's just kind of just something I feel like I've heard plenty of times before, like this industrial electronic fusion that I don't really feel like is being added to in any particular interesting way on this album. AS Securitas is another track that's similar to me in that sense, but then once we get over that, we're straight back into the fucking atrocious vocals. AS Chaos is this fucking horrible grating track again with this instrumental that's like and it sounds kind of good, but then once all like the instrumental like develops into more, it just ruins itself and everything comes crashing down, and it just really fucking ends up being a bunch of noise being thrown together. And I wouldn't mind it so much if it was considering itself just a noise album, but I feel like this album is trying to push further and push boundaries, and each time it does, it just collapses in on itself. The album either is incredibly bland industrial electronic fusions, or it's incredibly grating and horrendous vocals being thrown at you from every angle, and there's just never a point where it finds itself. Just calm the vocals down. Just calm them down. Every time they come in on this album, I'm just ready to turn it off. Like, they're just, I cannot stand them. Bloody hell. But yeah, that's all I've got to say. I don't want to, like, shit all over this pretty, relatively new electronic duo. I'm sure there will be people out there that like this, but this just isn't for me, man. I'm going to go 4 out of 10. Not something I'm going to consider, like, the worst of the year, but there are some songs that definitely some of the worst I've heard all year. That is, yeah, that is true. Subscribe to the channel for more reviews if you like this review. Let me know your thoughts on this album from Amnesia Scanner. Let me know your thoughts, comment, stuff like that. Yep. Have a good day. Yep.